So you working 4 jobs, 30 minutes of sleep a day.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you even living off that, man? Like, when do you have find time to eat? When do you find time to bathe?
I wasn't bathing. You can't, man. Like, when you are so hungry for knowledge and something to change your life, and you know you want something different and just something to make you feel whole,
right.
You find the time. You make it fucking happen. And that's what I was doing, man. I mean, you hear these type of stories all the time about like Tyler Perry and other people that were homeless and stuff like that. It drives them and it motivates them because you've been to, the rock bottom and you've seen it, man. Like, I lived in a North Park parking lot. I lived in a Dairy Queen parking lot. I took bird baths in a Dairy Queen fucking bathroom for like 3 months as well, you know? So when you have no other option, you find out what type of man you are, you know? I see homeless people every day on the street, and it reminds me that that could have been me. I was homeless, but I didn't let it consume me, you know?
Right.
Because that's not the type of person I am, you know? So I don't let anything defeat me. I don't take L's. I don't believe in that, man. It's
right.
just, so that was my motivation, and the craziest thing about it is you're here in my 16th floor loft downtown, you know, it's 1,500 square feet. I pay a certain amount a month for this place. I'm very, very appreciative, but the journey that you go through to get to this point where I am now with my own business, I was so positive then because I saw this outcome every single day. Like, every day I'm sleeping in my 1999 Solara, looking up at the sky, at a sunroof. I got my sunroof open. It's like right now around this time, summertime, it's like 110 degrees outside. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Right.
I'm looking up at the sky. I just know, like, I'm envisioning myself here at this point right now. So I was so positive. Like, nothing affected me, you know? Not showering for a week, being in the back of a fucking warehouse, fucking scrubbing toilets, you know? Like, you have to know that you will rise above that and be better than that if you're willing to put in the work and sacrifice. That's it. You know what I mean? You just gotta keep pushing. So when people give me fucking excuses, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Right. Like, at all. Like, ask me for change. Can you spare change? Who spares money? Like, can I spare money? I don't understand that vernacular. I don't understand what that means. Can I give you $1? Mm-hmm. Okay, if I give you $1, I always ask people this, you know. When homeless people ask me for something, I'm like, okay, what are you going to do for this money that I'm going to give you, you know? And they kind of look shocked, like, well, if I ask you to tie my shoe, will you tie my shoe for this $1? Because at the point you are right now, I would have done any fucking thing for that $1.
Right.
So if you're too good for that, I can't give you my money, like, at all. I can't do it. I just can't fucking do it.
Because you've been there.
I've been there. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. Asking for money is not. I can't, no.
Right, that's crazy, man. So, yeah. I mean, like, so how long did you work these 4 jobs?
Well, I worked them for, it was either between 2 or 4 months. It was such a fucking blur.
Right.
And after I got done, what I started doing is I started watching the business owners, what they did, how they carried themselves. So, and mind you, that I'm living in these fucking cars, I have suits. So I'm starting to acquire some suits, you know, because you have to fake it till you make it.
Right.
You have to believe something, carry yourself like you've already achieved it. So I'm even in the car wearing suits, man. Like, I'm homeless wearing suits. Like, get out of the car, fucking go to these jobs, and I change out of my suits. I put all my clothes to clean and shit. You know, the owners are asking me, like, Justin, what do you do? And then I started this facade that I'm a consultant. So I became a consultant, a homeless car man consultant. You know? Right. So I negotiated with one of the last jobs that I worked with. I explained to him that I was a consultant. I would go into certain businesses. I would look at their finances. Mm-hmm. I would tell them if they needed a certain amount of employees, how they could cut their finances and make more money, squeeze more money out of certain things, right. Make more profit gains, X, Y, and Z, cut down on their expenses, stuff like that. I watched the show and started mimicking the guy in the show. You know, it's called House of Lives, you know? Okay. So I started watching that show with Don Cheadle, and I said, I want to be him. So that's what I fucking started doing. I knew nothing about finance, nothing about business. I started wearing suits and telling people I was a business consultant.
So you are walking around telling people
I got
that you're a business owner.
Yeah, man. And
I was going the whole look.
Going into business, selling business owner, I signed up 3 businesses in a massive like 3 weeks to pay me to do that. So when people tell me they can't do this or they can't find a job X, Y, and Z, it's bullshit, man.
Right.
You have to have like certificate and licenses to run around and tell people you're a consultant. You got to have some documentation to show these facts that you can support, that you know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
So how did you do that?
I'm just the gift of gab. I mean, I'm just talking, and they believed it. They ate it up, I walk in a suit, I fucking clean up okay, I talk to them, they believe me. So with my job that I worked with my last job, I was getting paid $13 an hour, and I increased my pay to $17 an hour because I said I could consult for him. I could also be the head crew manager,
right.
And I went from working there for 3 weeks to the manager losing his job, me replacing him. And me getting paid more by me talking and being so hungry and believing in myself, willing myself to that job to make it happen.
So at this point, you're at this position. What are you doing as a manager?
Oh man, I'm now watching the 3 guys under me on a crew, and I'm not working. I'm just managing them now.
And what's the business?
Oh, it's fights. You go to different retirement homes and you clean wheelchairs, and you also clean the beds at the wheelchairs. I mean, at the retirement homes for elderly people.
So you've talked
all over the state of Texas
into a management position.
Yeah.
And how much are you making at this point?
At that time, it was like $17.30, $17.50, Right. And to me back then, never really having a job, I mean, I'm thinking that's big money,
Right,
I'm like,
right.
oh man, I'm on, So, that's how I transitioned myself there to that point in my life.
So do you go get an apartment?
No, I can afford an apartment.
So you're making $17.30 an hour, and you're still sitting in the Solara.
Yeah, still sitting in the Solara. Like, what people fail to realize, especially with the economy, you are in the hole for 3 weeks. And if you are homeless, being homeless living out of a car is more expensive than living in an actual apartment.
Really? Explain.
Okay, you gotta think about it. You have gas, you have fast food, because ain't no fucking cooking in the car, ain't no ramen noodles.
Right.
Man, you're spending a mass of $5 to $10 every fucking meal, And then where I was living at the time, my gas was probably between $20 and $40 a day, Wow. So if you have only to your name $120 to last you for fucking 2.5 weeks, I mean, you do the math, Like, I'm on a fucking football diet. I still got muscles. My muscles are hungry, So if you work out, that type of hunger.
Yeah.
That's $30 a day in fucking food, $30 a day in fucking gas. That's $60. 3 days is $90. That only gets you to Wednesday. What about the other fucking 4 days of the week? You know what I mean?
Right.
So you just gotta realize that making that type of money, I don't see how people do it. You're 3 days in the hole, 3 weeks in the hole. Like, you're making $17 an hour. You're working 40 hours a week. I mean, after taxes, how much fucking money is that?
Right.
It's not any fucking money. You need fucking at least 3 months of fucking documentation that you've been on a job to get an apartment.
Exactly. Proof of
income. So if I haven't been on this job, I'm living it. How can I get an apartment? So these are the things that are going in my mind. How do you get an apartment? And then how do I walk in there with tattoos on my face? How do you walk in there with a felony? How do you walk in there, black man looking kind of scruffy? Who's letting you in an apartment? So these are the challenges that we face. So again, when people give me excuses, I'm not trying to fucking hear you.
So you're making $17.30. You're managing a cleanup crew that cleans nursing homes and equipment in nursing homes.
Yeah.
At this point, now what are you doing to get to the next level? Are you saving your money? You sleeping in the Solara?
There's no saving being homeless.
Okay.
Being homeless, there's no type of saving because every dollar that you have is to maintain you to get you just to that next paycheck. It's almost a trap, So I get paid finally, cash, okay. You're sitting on this money, okay. I have tickets. Boom. You're riding around with a suspended license and you got tickets. It's a danger trap, man. And back then, at the time that I was riding around with a suspended license, was not the culture that it is today.
Okay.
The culture that is today is totally different. It's a totally different dynamic. A black man riding around with no suspended license and a suspicious car than it was back in like 2012, 2013.
Right.
Even that small window of time, you know how many people, black men, have been shot and killed, being pulled over, or being ran up on by fucking police?
Right.
It's a drastic number.
Absolutely.
Back then, it was fucking Mayberry, Andy Griffin in 2012, 2011, 2010, you know. Obama was in the fucking office.
Or maybe the stuff that we never got to see was never publicized because
exactly,
social media,
exactly.
Like
so
that.
Now that we have seen it, you know, great point. Now that we have seen it, it's so fucking heightened, you know.
Right.
Like, and Uber wasn't around, you know. So back then, I got pulled over twice. I remember 2 instances I got pulled over in the Dairy Queen parking lot. A police officer rolls up behind, taps on the window. Sir, what are you doing? Like, I wake up as I'm sleeping. Like, this is the stupidest fucking question you could ask me. Right. What am I doing? I'm camping. What the fuck do you mean what I'm doing? I'm living in my car. You see all that shit in the back?
Yeah.
I'm sleeping. Well, why are you sleeping in your car? I'm homeless. Like, what do you mean? Oh man, you got your license and registration? No. Well, why not? Because I can't afford to have a license and registration. Right. I'm poor. Hence why I'm living in a car. You know?
Right.
So he feels bad. He walks back. He lets me go. He's like, man, you know, you can sleep here on this night, and this night, but you better be careful on Thursday nights because this officer patrols this area. I might have to tell you, you know, he might be different.
He looked out for you.
Exactly.
Right.
So a lot of the instances I've had run-ins with police have been, you know, haven't been bad, you know, because of the way I sound, the way I talk, the way I carry myself. So the second instance, I was changing. And he pulled up, a different officer pulled up behind me. I was at the park. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm changing. I'm getting ready to go to work. Why are you changing in your car? I mean, I know you're smart enough to realize, you know, I have all my stuff in here. I'm homeless, man. Like, I think you're trying to expose some people. You know what I'm trying to expose myself to? A fucking better life. That's what I'm trying to expose myself to. Right. I'm changing because I have nowhere else to change. I have nowhere else to be, you know? I'm sorry I have to do this in my car, but if you'd like to help me out, you can, you know? So he looked out for me too. So it's a challenge, you know, when you're trying to pull yourself into a better situation and get out of that situation when you're living in a fucking car, you know? And mind you, I'm not making any fucking excuses because all of these things that happen, I chose for them. Okay. I chose to put tattoos on my face. I chose to get in trouble. I chose to say fuck you to everybody, you know, to make myself the man I am today. So it's not excuses. It's just giving you the paramount picture of fucking that life and what I was going through at that period of time. It was fucking rough. It was rough. So again, I circle back around. I'm not trying to hear nobody's excuses.
So you get in, I mean, you're still homeless. What happens next?
Okay, what happens next? So I say, you know what? I'm listening to this fucking white man talk to me and tell me X, Y, and Z. I don't feel like this is the right spot for me because there's a ceiling here. He's capping me. You know, he's capping my ceiling.
This is the man. This is the owner of the company.
Yeah, the owner of the cleanup crew. I can only make a certain amount of money. I'm walking around in suits. I'm telling people I'm a consultant. You know, I'm watching how Don Cheadle is living in his life. What he's doing is he's saying this is not enough for me. You know, in the TV show. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do this thing. This is not enough for me.
Right.
So I tell him, fuck off. I quit.
Nothing. You quit.
Quit. Nothing. So
how much money do you have saved at this time?
Oh man, I just got my check. No, I didn't get my check that day. I had to go back in 2 days to get my check. Mm-hmm. My check, I believe, was like $347. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I know he's not giving me all my money, man.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. You quit on me.
So I'm a little upset. I have $347 to my name. I said, you know what? I worked at this this moving company, Firehouse Moving. I worked there. And I was like, man, let me give them a call. You know, they were pretty nice people out in the country. Right. So I give them a call and say, hey, man, I need a job. You know. And I go back working there. So I go there. I end up starting to sleep in the back of their facility. They don't know it. I'm working there. I move up quick, the same route. Okay. I get to a manager position, you know. And I'm just making moves, doing the same thing. I'm showing up on time, you know, still living out of the car. At that point in time, I saved enough money to get an apartment. and out there is in the country, so they're not doing a background check. You know?
Okay.
A black guy is the manager at the apartment complex. He lets me in.
Yeah.
I get my first.
So you got a spot now.
I got a spot now.
Right on.
So I got a spot now, man. I'm going to work every day, and it's long fucking days. I'm talking about 17-hour days, 12-hour days. It's still pretty much the same thing that I'm doing living in a car, but now I have a fucking home that I can come back to.
Air, AC,
lights, all of it, lights,
water.
everything, water, you know, all bills included.
Right.
And my rent there, believe it or not, was $750.
Okay.
So I'm like, yes, I can afford to eat and fucking have a place to stay, you know?
Right.
So I do that for like 3 or 4 months, man. And you know, moving is seasonal. Moving is seasonal, man. Like during the summertime it's booming, you know, your check's looking good, you're looking good. And that's going all right. Now, I get to a point where it's like the last weeks of summer. Fall is starting to hit us. Moving is slowing down.
Right.
They're telling me, Justin, you can only work two days next week. Mind you, we get paid bi-weekly.
Right.
So then the next check comes, like looking a little low, you know. So my last week there, I was like, I'm going to start my own business, you know. I'm going to start my pressure washing company. Okay. Because that's the type of company that the gentleman had that I worked for the last cleanup crew. It was pressure washing. So I studied everything he did. I saved my money. I got equipment. I started going out to gas stations. So I worked at the moving company during the day. And mind you, I'm doing 17-hour fucking days. And what instilled in me living in the car and working those 4 jobs is hard fucking work.
Exactly.
So getting off the 17-hour days of moving, I come home, pack my fucking power washer up, put it in my Solara, and mind you, this is out in Terrell where I'm living. Okay. I drive all the way back over here off of 35, and I got a contract with this Shell right over here off of 35. Okay. So I get that contract, and I say, man, how much are they charging me to pressure wash your ground because you can't have this oil out here? They're charging $360 every time they pressure wash, and it takes about 4 to 5 hours to do it all, the whole grounds. Man, I said, man, I'll do it for $200. No, this guy that I've been with him for a long time. Man, I do it for $150. No, I can't, you know. Motherfucker, I do it for $80. $80 for 5 hours. He said, yeah, come on. You got your shit? Yeah, let me do it right now.
Are these Indians?
Oh, yeah, Indians, man. Okay. All Indians. So I pressure washed this whole ground, man. It took me 5 hours. The sun's coming up. $80. Boom. That's my first one. Go back to work the next day. I'll move another 16 hours. I go out and get another contract. Pressure washing. Pressure washing was an Exxon right off of 30. Right off of 30 in like Jim Miller or some shit like that. So I pressure wash. I do the same thing. Negotiate the guy down. I think this was like 120. So this is my second one, you know? Right. So I got 2 now. Like I'm on business, you know, I bought my own shirt. You know,
you done bossed up.
Got my invoices, you know, I'm starting now to see the taste again of entrepreneurship.
Right.
So I'm working. Now, my moving company is slowing down. Like now, the only amount of money I'm generating now is off of my pressure washing, you know?
So the moving company's completely come to a stop.
It's come to a stop because there's no more jobs they have, you know?
Right.
So I speed up through this process. There was one instance where I went and pressure washed this gentleman's ground and he didn't like the work. So mind you, I stayed out there for 5 hours. He didn't like it. He didn't pay me. I was out there for 5 hours.
What did he like about the work?
He said that it wasn't up to quality, it wasn't up to standard, you know? So I didn't get upset because I've been so positive and I was just like, something better will happen.
Right.
You know? I didn't want to get upset. I didn't want to put my hands on him. I didn't want to choke him out. So I left. So the last week I started to see adversity. My car broke down. My car broke down and locked up on me.
Okay.
Right? My last paycheck was $536. My rent is $750. I don't have any groceries. So how am I going to get to work? How am I going to get to do anything?
Right.
So I was going to walk to work. And the gentleman that worked with me was like, Justin, man, I can tell you don't seem as upbeat as you normally do. And I was like, yeah, my car just broke down, X, Y, and Z. He was like, I'll give you a ride to work. This is my last week. So the last day, man, I was at work. I met a black gentleman, and we were helping him move. And he was like, man, you seem so upbeat. You seem so uplifted. Like, these other 2 guys aren't working. Why are you moving this stuff by yourself, you know?
Right.
And I'm moving, like, big armoires and stuff by myself. Like, I put the pad under there. If anybody has ever moved anything before, you can move a whole fucking house by yourself. Right. It might take a little longer, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm moving this armoire. I put the sheet, the mat underneath it, you know? I put the mat underneath it. I'm pulling the armoire by myself. He's like, dude, you don't want their help? I don't need their help. This is about me, you know? I need to do what I need to do so I can get paid, so I can live my fucking life, you know, and get myself out of situations, okay?
Right.
He was like, you talk well, what do you do, where you from? I gave him my story, you know, and I told him I started my business. He was like, damn, you doing that? Well, how are you advertising? Mm-hmm. So he was a marketer. He was an advertising and marketing. So I explained to him, he was like, man, here's $100. And I was like, no, I can't take it. He was like, man, take it. I know you need it. So I took $100.
Right.
I took the $100, man, and he said, man, Justin, I'm going to come by your house after we get done. I said, man, my car just broke down. I don't have no more work here. You know, I'm about to lose my apartment. Mm-hmm. Dude, the first day he met me, he was like, Justin, pack your stuff up. You come to live with me. I don't even know this guy. I don't know him from Adam. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's like the midnight hour. It's 11:59.
Right.
My car's dead. I'm about to get evicted. You know, I don't have any money. I don't have no fucking food. I'm outside. What am I gonna do now? I got no more cards to play. You know, I'm about to fold, and he comes in my life and says, "I got you," because I put that energy out there, and I believed. I was always positive, even in that situation where everything is looking bad, everything is daunting, the sun's setting on my horizon. I just believed, man. I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah.
You know, so he said, come live with me. I went and lived with him. He showed me marketing, showed me advertising. I started my business. I launched off my pad. You know, I stayed with him for a couple months. I made money, started my business. And boom, I moved out. I got my own place. And I had another challenge. So that's the thing, like, in life, I don't care how successful you are, I don't care who you are, you're going to have challenges.
Right.
Every day. But what are you going to do with those challenges? You know what I mean? So after I got out of that situation, I started advertising, you know? And my main advertiser kicked me off of their platform. So mind you, at this time, I'm making a little money, you know, I'm doing good. I'm thinking I'm on. My life is starting to change. I'm starting to be prosperous. I'm starting to take care of the things I need to take care of, like with tickets or license bullshit, X, Y, and Z, you know? Right. And then boom, I'm kicked off that platform.
So when you say advertising, we'll kind of go into detail on what advertising is.
Okay, so like my business is called Global Transmission Repair.
Okay.
In my business, I advertise to people who are in need of transmission repair, rebuild, replace, flushes, you know, maintenance on your transmission on your vehicle, you know. And I span from all the way from Maine all the way to California, all 50 states, even in Alaska, and also in Canada and Mexico. Right. So if you need a transmission, you get online, you search on Yahoo or Google, you get online and you look, and I'll pop up, and you'll find my site. And you'll want to call me, and you want me to fix your transmission. So that's what I do. And I'm in contact, I have a partnership with all these shops all across the nation. Okay. So that's the platform that I'm on. So one of the advertisers that I used kicked me off. It was like the main advertiser, right? So for 6 months, I'm not making money. Mm-hmm. 6 months. Every day I'm talking to these people, corresponding with these people. They're denying me and telling me that, no, Justin, we don't like your site, or we don't trust your site, X, Y, and Z, we don't want you to advertise. For fucking 6 months. And mind you, this same platform has denied major corporations. Right. Major corporations that have gone from making millions a month has lost to this company and not been able to advertise on their platform anymore and have to shut their doors. So little old me, man, I'm not taking no for an answer. Right. So I keep contacting these people every single day. So after 6 months, I finally get back on and I'm back making money. You know, I'm back making money. So I started to see the fruits of my labor pay off. I started to become a little successful, you know. Right. And then me tasting that success, you know, I started to get back in my old habits, you know. Start to self-sabotage. I started to do stupid things I shouldn't do. I'm spending all my money before I get paid next, you know. Right. I'm living broke. I have that broke mentality, you know. And what I've learned is my upbringing and some of the things I've seen in our culture trained me to be that way.
Right.
So you have to break those bad habits and say, hey, I probably shouldn't buy a car. Yeah, I have $20,000 in my bank account, but I probably shouldn't buy a car because I really cannot maintain that lifestyle. Exactly. I don't believe in saying I can't afford it because I can afford anything. So I never want to teach people that, but can you maintain that? Because yeah, you can go out and buy that car, but if you buy a fucking 2018 Mercedes, you know, and the transmission goes out, are you going to be able to pay that $8,000 transmission bill? No, you can't maintain it.
Right.
You know, so that's the mentality that our people need to get into. Another thing, credit. You're running a business. I'm running a business now. I'm doing on average 40,000 plus a month. Mm-hmm. You have to learn about finance to run a business. You have to know the ins and outs, the things that they don't teach you in school.
Right. In
public schools, they don't teach you about credit. They don't teach you about how to be an entrepreneur. Why do you think that is? Because the teachers aren't entrepreneurs. They're 9-to-5ers. They have a JOB. You know what a JOB is? The journey of the broke.
Wow.
With a job, you're going to be broke for the rest of your fucking life. Unless you're investing, unless you're saving your money. But how many people in America do that? They don't.
Right.
So even though I'm making a 6-figure salary, I'm fucking living check to check. Because I'm buying shit I don't need to buy. I'm just out, I get paid, I make $4,000 a day. I go out and spend a fucking antique bus for $3,800. Because I got it. That's stupid. You know what I mean? So those are the things, the pitfalls I started to fall into.
Right.
And I had to rise above that. I had to surround myself with different mentors. Different mentors to say, okay, Justin, if you make $50,000 this month, you can't spend $4,900 this month. It just doesn't work that way. You have to put something aside in your business, you know? So those are the things that we don't learn as a culture either. We don't even know anything about business. We want to fucking buy J's, fucking buy jewelry. We want to stunt like Future, be in a strip club. I was in a strip club too a lot. That's stupid. Right. That's not smart. Like Jay-Z talks about in his fucking song. Like, what are you doing with your life, man?
Exactly.
This is not living. This is not doing well, being prosperous, you know? So I had to change those things. I had to transition. Started to buy things like in investments, you know? Had to save my money, had to build equity in my company, had to leave money in my company. Right. You have to build credit, business credit, personal credit, because that generates cash flow. You know?
Exactly.
You need to have vendor accounts, you need to have credit on these vendor accounts and stuff like that, you know? So now your mind is starting to turn. You're now starting to be a business person. You're now starting to be a person that's building wealth.
So after what in this transition to like kind of being more responsible with your finances,
yeah.
How long would you say it where it just, I mean, obviously it wasn't immediate change. How long was the transition before you started?
Shit, it's still ongoing.
Right.
It's an everyday process, man. It's an everyday thing. Like, I just transitioned to being better, like really being better financially.
Yeah.
Just 2 months ago. Wow. 2 months ago. And what I mean by that is my book's in order. Like, you asked me about how much did you make X, Y, and Z on this date, I can pull it up and show you.
Okay.
How much were your expenses this day? I can pull it up and show you. How much did you profit on this certain date, such and such? I can show you. You know, that's a business owner, being able to show your books, having your balance sheet in order. You know, that's a real business owner.
Right.
And a real business owner is transitioning to now having a team. So getting into the last day, the final hour, the midnight hour, just a couple of months ago, man, my business is prospering, X, Y, and Z. I have 3 customers that couldn't pay me. So one I had to repo their car, the other one had to get financing. So my money now is held up. Like, my investment is being held from me along with my profit. So I'm like,
what do you do?
Stuff. Gotta find a way. Gotta find a way. So I ended up getting a loan, you know, to leverage out the time I was going to get paid, you know. Right. So now it's like teetering. It's teetering. Yeah, I make a certain amount, but if you're putting all this money out in investments to get your money back, you're halted.
Right.
You can't move forward. You can't progress, and especially when you're using your own cash.
Right.
So that's going on. I'm going back and forth with that. I can still pay my rent, you know, shit like that. You know, the necessities of life. But my business is almost halted. A business can only get so far,
right? You
know, especially with 1 or 2 people working under the helm. You know, you need a team for it to exponentially grow, to get as big as it could possibly get. And even though I'm running all across the nation, man, I can only do so much myself. So another mentor comes into my life, and it's crazy how this worked. I was coming from my shop, he picked me up in an Uber, and when I get into Ubers, I don't like to talk because the number one thing, what do you do? And then I tell them, and they're like in amazement. Not to brag or be braggadocious, but they're like in amazement because they're like, this nigga is fucking out here doing this?
Right.
God damn, like, you know? So I just sit back, I'm copacetic, man. And he's like, Indian guy.
Right.
And he's like, so what do you do? And someone just told me because I was in an upbeat mood, shit is not going good right now at this time.
Right.
That's what can get you somewhere that you never thought you could be.
In those
being
times,
positive. Yeah, in those times and moments, man. Like, everything is dark, it's helter-skelter, shit's not going good.
Right.
Why do I need to tell him my negative shit? Don't nobody want to hear that. What the fuck does he care about that? That has nothing to do with it. You know?
Right.
That could turn somebody off. You could shut your own door by being negative to somebody else, you know? So I was like, yeah, man, everything's going great. I got this business, you know, it's one thing. And I was kind of being reluctant to tell him how the business was. And then he was like, oh, man, you can't make any money doing that. And I was like, oh, yeah? I was like, okay, let me really tell you what I do.
Right.
And when I told him, he immediately was like, let's pull over. And I was like, okay. So we went to the hotel. We went to the hotel and saw in the little lobby. He was like, man, Justin, you really do this? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, show me your bank statement. And me, like, I'm not the one to lie about something. I can pull my bank statements up right now. Boom, I showed it. And he was like in total awe. He was like, man, I can help you. And I was like, nigga, how can you help me? You know? He told me he's the one who put the TV screens on the Exxon tier on the gas stations. He's the one who came up with that idea.
Wow.
Exactly. So he had like 20 Exxon tier real estate, X1Z. But when he saw that, he was like, I want to be a part of your company. So I was like, oh yeah? And he was like, I want to be a part of your company. He was like, I got a team, we can help you X, Y, and Z. But to speed up the story, that was just, man, like 2-3 months ago.
So hold on.
Yeah.
You're Uber driver.
Uber driver.
Your
is
Uber
on.
driver is on. He's the man.
Is on. Is the man.
And once you tell him what you do,
Exactly.
he automatically wants to invest in you.
Now we in business together. Just like that. Believing. When you believe something, you achieve it because, and then I go back. So I'm living at the Mercantile over here, and you've been there. Mm-hmm. Nice apartment complex, luxury apartment complex. I get into it with the leasing agent, you know, and I put my company under my business name there, my apartment under my company name, you know. Mm-hmm. So now and my lease is up. They won't let me renew because I got into it with them. They were trying to pull some snaky bullshit, and I wasn't feeling it. So that happened, looking for another apartment complex, you know, mm-hmm. And it was trouble, you know, everywhere. They want to see my background, shit like that, you know. And I saw this place where we're currently in now, and I really wanted it, you know. So I really, really wanted it, man, and I believed that I could come down here, you know, and move over here. I came to on tour, and they're like, we need to see your background, you know, same thing. I was like, no, I'm not worried about that shit. I know I'm going to get in here, I'm going to get in this spot, you know. Right. And this is before I met my current business partner. And also, mind you, I told you all my money's like tied up. Everything's getting fucking short. Everything is like, man, you barely make it, you know. When you have all these expenses, you gotta maintain that shit.
Exactly.
So, man, again, it's like taking you back to tarot, even though I only have this Solara, I only have the 750 apartment, mm-hmm. You know, I have these little groceries. It's the same thing, even though I'm living in a luxury apartment downtown. I have a fucking, you know, nice fucking lifestyle. Right. It's the same thing if you have not prepared your foundation to be wealthy, you know? If you have not been exponentially growing, if you're not keeping up with your lifestyle, right. You can get in the same fucking situation, you know? And that's what people fail to realize, you know? Oh, this guy has his own business, or he's doing this and that, he's on. If he ain't running his money right, he's not fucking on.
Exactly.
You know? So shit's getting kind of dark, you know, but I'm positive every fucking day because I'm not worried about it. Because at the end of the day, I'm not in a fucking car. And if I do have to go back to that car, I know I'm going to get the fuck out of it.
Right, you've been there before.
So it ain't nothing to me. I don't give a fuck about all this shit. So, boom, I meet my business partner. We sign a deal together. Boom, he backs me. And now I'm making way more money than when I was doing it by myself. You know? way more money, and everything's more organized. I've learned more things. I got a team. I'm about to hire employees. We're growing vastly, exponentially all over the fucking nation. I've learned things that I didn't know before. I learned things about business. I learned things about finances. Now I've got a couple stocks. I'm about to get a life insurance plan. Things that young black people don't know about. What they think about. I'm building my business credit. I'm building my personal credit. I got an American Express card now. Things that people didn't realize that are so beneficial in their life, or that they might think they didn't need. Man, it will help your life make it so much easier, man. And this is coming from a person that had nothing to now. I went from nothing to having a little something. And that little something is going to turn into more and more and more. So the way my company is growing now, you think of Amazon for like products, products here, products there, anything on Amazon. If you need transmission repair, I'm the Amazon of that, wherever you are. If you're in Canada, if you're in fucking Nigeria, wherever the fuck you are, you get online, you need transmission repair, I can be there, I can assist you, get you a cheaper price and a lifetime warranty on it. My deal is better than anybody else's deal out there. So you're gonna want to choose me over anybody else. And I've set that up that way. That's how I'm growing. That's how I'm able to compete with my major competitors are Enco and Eagle.
Okay.
They've been around for 100 plus years. They've been doing this forever.
Absolutely.
Young black man came in, I'm turning up the game like Amazon, I can compete with anybody. I take their customers all the time. How is that possible? Because I innovated a niche for myself. I've squeezed in. I made it fucking happen.
Right.
If a motherfucker can sell potatoes with marker writing on it and make $10,000 a month, why can't I make money off of something that you actually need? There's a man out there, a gentleman out there selling potatoes in the mail and making $10,000 a month writing just quotes on potatoes. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's my story. My story is, if you are in a situation, do not feel fucking sorry for yourself. You can pull yourself out of that situation. If you're a woman, some dude's whooping your ass, you got 3 kids, get a fucking job. Make a better life for your family, and then figure out something you want to do. Start your own business and take care of yourself. If you're a fucking 30-year-old man still living at your mom's house selling fucking pounds, save the money from the pounds and start a fucking business. Do something. Don't keep doing this shit for the rest of your life. You can do it. You can achieve the things that you want to do. Don't feel sorry for yourself. It's not the white man holding you back. It's nobody holding you back.
Right.
A white man ain't over you every day telling you a nigga, you ain't gonna be shit. Nobody's doing that. Yeah, it might be racism out there, but that shit don't follow you every fucking single day.
Right.
You're better than that. Our people have been through too much. I mean, are you serious? We battle tested for this shit. What you need to do is turn your fucking brain on, get off Instagram, get off fucking Facebook, get off Twitter, get off World Star Hip Hop, read a fucking book. Figure it out. Learn how to be better. Learn how to be what we're capable of being.
Right.
We're capable of being the best. You know what I mean? So anybody can do it, man. Anybody can do it. I can fucking do it, and I mean this, genuinely mean this. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You know?
Right.
I don't work for anybody. Don't nobody wake me up in the morning. I wake myself up at 4 a.m. every day. Don't nobody do that shit to me. I do it on my own. You know? I can wake up at 12 o'clock if I want to.
Right.
I can wake up at 8 o'clock at night if I want to. You know what I mean? Nobody tells me what the fuck to do. I know anybody would love to have that type of lifestyle, you know? I work from home. I got an office at my house. You know? So, that's my story, man.
So 10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Oh, man, 10 years from now? 10 years from now, I see myself having a nonprofit. I see myself with a group, an organization, teaching young black men, young black kids, young minorities how to overcome life and how to become prosperous, how to find a journey, find a path, and be successful. You know, and speaking all across the world. You know, it's not even a monetary thing. It's about helping and giving back. You know, I really see myself doing that because I pretty much achieved like materialistic shit I want. Once you get to a certain point and you see a lot of things, like that shit doesn't drive you anymore. You know, it's just really now uplifting people. You know, teaching them that they're better than somebody else is telling them that they're not.
Right.
You know, so that's why I see myself in 10 years.
Right on, man. And I will say this has been a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely.
Not only have we sit here and talked and had an interview and got to know your story, your background, but you educated us in a sense. And you don't really get, in the day and age and the culture that we're living in today, educating the youth is hard.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm
Sure.
saying? You got kids that are, they're doing they're dyeing their hair all different type of colors.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's a different look now, and we are battle tested for this, like you said.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
and it means, and we are, like I said, us as black men are highly favored. We're highly favored, and unfortunately, a lot of us, we use that against us. We use us being a black man against us.
Yeah.
Because we always play the race card in a sense.
Yeah, definitely.
With the benefits. But in a sense, it is racist out here. You're absolutely right.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It is.
For sure. But are you going to let that make you? Or are you going to
Exactly. That's my next point. It can't make you. It can't make you.
It can't break you, you know? I mean, you just got to look beyond that shit. Like, negative shit, I mean, it's there for a reason. What are you going to do? You going to take it?
Right.
Are you going to be the taker or are you going to be the giver, you know? I don't take shit from nobody. Like, from nobody. Absolutely nobody. I'm a customer, I don't take nothing from nobody.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just what we gotta be, you know? Like, there's always another side to something. There's always your side, their side, and the truth, you know? I'm not trying to hear none of it. You know what I'm saying? I make my own fucking way, you know?
Right.
I don't give a fuck what you think, what anybody think, what anybody see or do. I believe something, I want it, I go take it.
Right.
That's it, you know?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So for the people that want to know a little bit more about you, where can they find, your company? Tell them a little bit about where they can find you.
You can find my company www.globaltransmissionrepair.com. If you ever need any auto repair, any issues with your transmission, anything, we can take care of you. We can help you out. We give you a lifetime warranty. Anything that you need. I'm out there on the internet. You need anything with transmission, believe me.
Right.
You'll come across my site and you'll probably choose me. You'll probably be on the phone with me.
Right. Man, it's been a pleasure, Justin. I appreciate your time. And again, educating us again and giving us your stories. It's been a great time here. It's your boy JG Untold Kings, another one. You know how we do, man. Start what you're doing right now. Subscribe below. Follow us on Twitter @Untitled Kings, Instagram @Untitled Kings, UntitledKings.com. On to the next one.